my call if it rings.
Right.
Just like right in the middle of the thing, just like, yeah,
Hello?
this is Hooman.
I mean,
how may I help you?
you guys,
God, Mom, stop calling.
I mean, James did that on the podium. Do you see that? James Dean answered a phone call from his dad. Yeah, it was actually like really wholesome and stuff. It was kind of cool.
That's pretty good.
And yeah, so welcome in, guys, to another lovely stream here on Behind the Camera, and coming to you after, honestly, an event that went way better than I thought it was going to go. Really impressive. So we'll get into everything that went on. We have special guests here. I'm Hooman, or Hooman Rahimi, however you want to refer to yourself there, boss. Pro spec driver, you've been in, I don't know, around drifting since I feel like it started.
I don't know about that, but a while, a long time.
Yeah. But yeah, you've been also in pro spec a long time and stuff like that. And then we got Kurtis as well. Looking in a little bit nicer of a shop. You know, it's getting there. You know,
slowly but surely, boys.
All right. My first question is, how the hell did you paint all the way up there, though? You just get a bit lift and
bring on scissor lift.
There is a scissor lift.
We got scissor lift up here, dude.
Oh no!
So you spent money and rented?
Yeah, there we go. No, it's our buddy. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like, that's going hardcore.
You got to have something like that when you have 20-foot ceilings.
Yeah, it looks cool.
They're way up.
I can't wait to see like the finished product. It's gonna be sick.
Yeah. Long time coming, but we're almost there.
Hell yeah.
FD would slow down, so I'm not traveling all the time, you know.
Dude, for real, I'm low key excited. I'm not going anywhere for like 3 weeks.
Dude,
so
same.
I'm like kind of excited. I might drive actually my car, which will be
same.
Cool.
I might drive someone else's car, but you know.
I might not drive.
Well, what a prospect down there. You guys get that sweet, like, big break in between rounds all the time, right?
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, it must be.
Definitely nice.
And the thing with, prospec is well, I will say this. This was the, I think, best prospec round I've ever seen.
Dude, it was.
In terms of driving or in terms
driving?
Yeah.
Driving, even like run of show, like I think there was some hiccups in the first day. It was people getting it into the wall, but like that prospec session before your guys' top 32, the practice session, that is the smoothest run practice session I've ever seen in FD. We had 0 like incidents. I think one person shut the car down and just drove off. We didn't have one stop outside of maybe hitting a clipping point or two. Like, it was crazy how, and it wasn't like you guys weren't running close. Like, it was good, solid tandems all the way around.
No, I think that, like, tandem started early. Most of the time, people kind of stay back and prospec a little early and then, go in, but definitely started early.
Yeah. So it's impressive, and I don't know if it's a testament. I mean, there's a lot to get to in the prospect side, which I find really interesting, and I'm getting very curious to get your thoughts on. Starting with just the rookies this year, dude, there's some absolute killers, and like I feel like it's just brought the entire level up this year for prospec.
I think it's impressive. I mean, some of these guys are, 14.
Right.
I mean, it's just crazy. They're not even old enough to be like drifting as long as I have, right? Like,
yeah.
that's kind of, I don't know, sad in some respects, but but it's awesome. Like, it's awesome on the other side. I have like a little asterisk. Like, I'm not 100% on board with younger drivers in general. Just not
interesting.
Not with those specific drivers, just in general. I think, like, I don't know if I trust every 14-year-old or 15-year-old behind the wheel putting my life on the line, right? Like, that there's some asterisks there, but I don't have any issues with these guys. Like, I haven't seen anything from them, that gives me reason to be worried. But there's always that worry when you're driving with younger people.
You bring a good point up, and the thing is I think it comes on FD to make sure that the people they're bringing in are like they should be there, and that's like the cool thing. You see like a kid like Brandon Lawns, he looks like he should be there.
Yeah,
he's got the driving prowess. He's he's not like running into everybody.
Yeah,
From what I've seen.
and in theory, like because you have to be licensed, it should naturally be that way, but it's just still a little scary that like, you know,
I'll be honest, yeah.
how many years can they have been driving, you know, like how much
Right.
maturity can they really have? It's just a experiential thing that like time is the only thing that gives it to you. And you know, it is what it is, but it's just a little asterisk.
Well, the thing is, you know, you think of, you know, learning. I think for just as an example, I think Brandon Lawrence learned a lot in that finals battle against Dimitri. You know, and it's like, I'll be honest, you can kind of see in his face. You can tell he's younger. You can tell he's like, you know, when you're that age, you don't really know even how to deal with emotions like that.
Yeah.
You know, and like you're going through so much, like you said. So it was really interesting to watch like him or like Cameron deal with these different highs and lows of motorsports, which are, you know, pretty drastic. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
As you know all well, and it's like, there are gonna be those learning curves that you're gonna have to just know who you're up against, know what they might do, all that kind of stuff. You know, it's just one of those things, and you know, that's where like someone like you, I'm curious. Do you talk to a lot of other, you know, like the rookies and stuff, and like, what has it been like for you? You know, obviously you've been driving the series a long time, and you've gotten to meet, you know, all the drivers and stuff. Like, what's that kind of like, you know, coming from your end?
I haven't met a lot of this season's rookies.
Yeah.
I have over the years met tons of them, and usually like it's kind of just like in passing some random, you know, conversation. And I mean, I like to make friends with everyone. Like I like to give them advice. Like if I know them outside of FD, like if I've known them from another, you know, series or event or something like that, I'll go out and, you know, like I've tried to help Alan a little bit. Just seeing stuff he's doing and like, hey, go look at this or try this or whatever, stuff like that. But I feel like there's like when I was starting the sport, there's things I wish I knew. And if I have that knowledge, and I don't always have it, but when I do have it and I have the opportunity to tell someone, I try to give it to them. If some people just don't want to hear anything. So I don't really, you know, like there's some people you tell something to, and then they just kind of like brush you off or like don't really care. And it's like, all right, I'm not going to fight to tell you, you know, what I know.
I mean, I will say there's no lack of egos in the sport.
Sometimes.
And at some point, you know, you need a little bit of that to, you know, get to where you need to go. But I don't know. I find that how this motorsport's been growing, so is the competition, especially among the young people, whether it's the sim and stuff like that. And, you know, I partially attribute the sim to why a lot of drivers looked really good out of the box with this track. I mean, not that there was even though the track wasn't necessarily figured out until you guys got there, I think there was the track on the sim that a lot of the kids were, not even all just kids, but like a lot of drivers were trying the track on the sim so they could at least have an idea whether it was wheel speed, you know, where to enter, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, I still haven't done sim drifting, so I can't.
I know. You're exactly. That's why I said.
You know, these kids and their sim drifting. I'm gonna do it though. That's the goal.
But I mean, it's like, yeah. Well, it's at some point, it's a training tool, and you know whether or not it's, you know, there's a lot of merits that get brought up on how realistic and all that kind of stuff. But in the end, it can't hurt a lot of the time because you especially when you're going to a new track, it just gives you like data that you need to know, whether it's wheel speed or where to enter, you know, where should you be looking? What's the general thoughts on like different layouts that they could be running, stuff like that. So I do believe it helps even on that aspect. And like I said, some incredible driving, and people will say like I don't know if the complaints were because there was obviously the debate between the two layouts. One was the single transition, kind of like Orlando, and then what we did. And the complaint about the Manji was it was going to choke up people. It was going to be really slow. When it rained, it was really freaking slow. I will say that.
That's everywhere when it rains. Though.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, I mean,
it doesn't
like,
matter where we are. There's no fast when it's wet.
right, but what I meant, like, is it like would dry on the bank and then it'd be super wet in the infield and like half the drivers would spin and it's just like, it's just it wasn't an ideal setup, but not that the other way it would have necessarily fixed that. But
I don't think the layout would have changed that though, because
Yeah.
it's literally like that anywhere that it rains, right? Like these cars. Fortunately, I got to drive one in the rain. They are absolutely awful to drive in the wet. It's not like driving your little seat time car at your local track. You think about touching the throttle pedal and your wheel speed goes to 1 billion and you have to try and wrangle the thing in. It's terrible, right? So no matter where we were, if we could have been at any track that rains like that, it's going to be slow, it's going to be boring, and you're going to see drivers fighting to keep the things wrangled.
Yeah. And it made for a very interesting qualifying in pro, that's for sure.
It did.
I mean, I think I've now seen James Dean spin 3 times in my lifetime. I think it was
right before we went out for our lap. I told Andy, I was like, all we had to do is get a number. I don't care if you score a 4. The conditions are terrible. Just don't 0.
Yeah. It's it was an interesting venue, but in terms of the actual area surrounding it, it was beautiful.
Oh, it was
really nice.
It had the Seattle vibes to it.
It was like if you put
was...
Irwindale in Seattle is what it really kind of felt like, and it was amazing weather. It was amazing to look at. Like all of it was so good.
You take the rain out, the weather was perfect. Like you couldn't like occasional, like you were sitting in the sun and it was hot just in that sun spurt. But I mean, it was really like, I mean, what was it, like 65, 68? Like,
oh yeah, it was beautiful.
I mean, there was one day that it clicked 80, but it was not the 80 that we're used to down here in the South.
Yeah, no humidity.
It was like, oh yeah, sure, it's 80. Whatever you say.
Yeah.
Right.
No, this is like the one event where like on Saturday, I was wearing pants. I was like, I don't even need fucking shorts today.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I mean,
super nice.
How was the track surface out there?
It was pretty consistent, honestly. Like it was what was expected. I didn't like I going in, someone was talking about how the bank to the inside was going to be like a weird transition and I didn't feel that. Like we got decent tire wear. It wasn't like unlimited, like we were wary of getting 2 laps out. Like we were barely getting 2 laps out with our setup, but it wasn't like we had to fight for it. It was just like kind of right at the right kind of tire wear.
Yeah, that's cool. And so
I'm curious on pro, were you guys on the same boat for tire wear?
I can't speak for everybody. We are really fortunate with Kumo. Right, and the Kumos wear really, really well, but we definitely couldn't have done more than 2 laps.
Yeah, for sure, not more than 2. I just didn't know if it was like you were barely getting 2, or it was like.
No, I mean, like it's not the worst wear we've seen. Orlando was worse, right? Okay. Orlando is still worse on tires and is a shorter track.
How much better is this event than Orlando?
I mean, it always. I love going to Orlando for fun events. It's one of my favorite places to go. I love all the people down there. But for FD, it's rough down there for sure. So currently Connecticut's pretty high up there above it. You know what I mean?
Dude, we'll get into some more interesting questions later on in the show. But I was just, and I think Dean, Connor, and all those guys were talking about it in their little thing they did with Jacob at the end of the event. They were talking about how you get a little bit of everything with the track. You get the big bank that you would get in America, and then you get some tight technical stuff that you would see over in Europe. And I think it was a great combination what they did this track to really push people to get out of their comfort zone. One of my favorite parts of this event was watching all the different drivers and how they chased in that Manji section, because everyone was doing it differently. And there's not necessarily a right or a wrong way, but it was very cool to watch people attack that section of the track very differently. And sometimes it would bite people, there would be contact, but again, I don't think it was any there was no chassis ending contact,
No, fortunately,
from it. And it was you guys were all generally going similar speeds, but it was like, you know, it was cool because there would be contact and like that would decide the battle, but it wasn't like, you know, like I said, it wasn't major issues or anything like that.
Yeah, I feel like for the most part, and I might be wrong about maybe some pro spec guys, but like I think we only had one car that really came out of this round really banged up.
Yeah, it was Cole's.
Yeah, I think Cole's the only one that really came out, just, you know, had some unfortunate luck on the bank. And
how bad was Castro's? I mean, it didn't look that bad, but that was probably the other one.
I didn't never went over there and saw it.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't look bad from the live stream. I mean, but it was probably just, you know, arms or something like that.
Yeah, and I mean, I will say, would you say the most awkward part of the track was the final zone?
Awkward and like just I don't know. Like awkward, like chasing, or like awkward
leading. Like,
what do you think was awkward about it, Nate?
Like, because there was just a lot of drivers that did hit that wall. I will say that. Like,
yeah, I mean, I think you were forced to get as close to that wall, right?
Oh, you mean like unnatural? Like your car didn't want to go there. Yeah, that part it didn't really want to go towards the wall in the natural arc. But I'd say like this track was really fun to drive. Like it was genuinely fun. Like I enjoyed driving this track. Like if there was a fun day there and it wasn't, you know, 17 hours away, I would go. So
right. No, and you know, that brings up a bigger topic that we can get into later about, you know, like possibly opening a new venue up for drifting. Like that's, I think if there's one thing that we can get out of this event, I hope it's that. Because there's been too many tracks that have been going away from drifting. So I think it's a really cool opportunity. I mean, we were talking about the show, like all of the track workers, everyone there was super nice and awesome about the event. And like
the whole town was really receptive, including the track, to the idea of what Formula Drift was. Like they didn't really know what it was, but they were kind of open to learning about it, bringing it into it, and then the aftermath of it. They all seemed pretty happy that we were there, and all of us seemed pretty happy that we were there.
Yeah, we got stopped at the grocery store, and some older guy was like, "I've never seen drifting before, and I just saw it on the schedule, and I'm coming. What should I expect?" And he just asked us like 100 questions, like, "Oh, you're the driver? Like, oh, that's so odd." Like he's like, "I gotta get a picture with you and show my kids." And I'm like, "All right."
See, that's so cool, dude. Like going to an area that just doesn't have a lot of it, right?
Yeah.
Because I think it's like northern Connecticut is the only place they really do a whole lot of drifting out there in the grassroots world, right?
Yeah, there's a group there. I forget what
it's
the name
like
is.
Lock. I think it's called Lock
City. Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And so hopefully, you know, maybe Lock City will get to team up with these guys down at Stafford, and they'll get to do some local drifting there.
That would be sweet. That's the end goal, right? You know, is to get that. And Phil asked, "How was the attendance?" Dude, the place was packed.
Yeah, blew all of our minds for sure. I think what setup day I was talking to Dustin Miles about it, and we were kind of joking about like how many people were going to show up over the course of the weekend, and he was real low, and I was like, "Oh, dude, you know, sub 5,000 or less for sure." And then Friday came about, and I was like, "Dude, we were both way wrong. There was so many people there."
Yeah, it was.
They filled the stands. I don't know how many stands fit, but like stands were pretty much full.
It was packed. I mean, the line to get in was wrapped around the facility every morning.
And they came early. Like that was the thing. A lot of these events you go to, people don't show up till like super late. Like these people were showing up like at whatever time it opened. I guess it was like 11 or 12. I saw the line where
it was late
and waiting.
I mean, the gates opened late. It was like I think spectators and general public were allowed in at like 1 p.m. And
something like that.
There would be people lined up like 9, 10 in the morning just waiting to get in, hanging out.
Yeah.
It was a really good showing for sure.
Yeah. And, you know, the crowd was into it. You could hear them all night. That was awesome to see. So, low-key was like might be my favorite event of the year so far.
Wow.
It's definitely my favorite.
I don't know about Atlanta's always the best. But.
Atlanta's my hometown, and I still think it was better than Atlanta was.
Dude,
I don't know.
So this is my problem with Atlanta. Is for me covering it, I have to go up and down that hill.
Oh yeah.
And,
for media is like impossible. Like I don't like honestly like you just can't cover everything because
it is
you're
literally
not even
impossible.
allowed in and out. Like you have to go around.
Yep. And then Hot Pit is up another mountain. So
Yeah.
it's like I dread Atlanta, I'll be honest, at this point in my life.
Yeah.
And then they added in Grid Life and you're just like, kill me now. But
well, I think that's why I probably wouldn't even put Atlanta above this, because with the addition of Grid Life, which is super cool, right? You definitely had significantly less fan interaction in the paddock because something was happening on track with drifting the entire event. So nobody ever had a reason to leave the track side to come down and see drivers or cars or whatever it may be, right?
I mean, that's accurate, but I don't know. I
still like that they do Grid Life.
I love Atlanta. Like I'll never not love Atlanta. It's one of the funnest tracks to drive. Like if there's talks of like Prospect not going Atlanta next year, and
love Atlanta.
I'll be super sad if we don't have Atlanta and Prospect next year. Like that will be.
I don't know why they would get rid of it. Atlanta's the best venue for Prospect.
I don't know what the reasoning.
It can fit everybody well,
life or what.
Yeah.
I hope I understood or heard wrong too, because maybe that's not. I don't really. It's not like I don't really know anything. I just know that's what I heard.
Starting rumors.
Yeah.
Well, there is.
You heard it here first.
There is a rumor out there that. Well, I don't know if it's a rumor because I think people have posted it now. We have a 3-year contract with this.
I heard that all weekend. Typically, FD doesn't go anywhere without signing a 3-year contract. Right. So
I thought it was a 1-year thing. So it's actually we're coming back for another 2 years.
I think it would be crazy not to go back after what we experienced this weekend.
Right. So
maybe they were waiting to see how the event went to decide if they renew.
Yeah.
For sure. Like that they had the option to do 3 years,
Exactly. So we will be back there next year. So no E-Town next year, which is interesting, and we'll get into it. But I'm not going to complain, honestly. And the thing with this track as well is it's not easy to get to. It's in the middle of nowhere. Like
it's not that
I don't know what airport you guys flew into. I flew into Newark because I had to pick up my guys.
Oh, that's
really
disgusting. I flew
that's far, right?
I flew out of Bradley because I drove.
Yeah, I went to Hartford and I stayed at the MGM Springfield and got a lot of poker.
It was easy. It was like the airport was like. I mean, I'll tell you this: the airport was closer to the track than if you come to Atlanta.
Really?
Yeah, for sure.
Cool.
Are you kidding me? When was the last time you drove through the city of Atlanta?
No,
it was like 35 minutes.
I know Atlanta is like an hour. Oh, so it's 35 minutes? Okay.
Yeah, it was like 40 minutes from the track.
My hotel was 35 minutes from the track. And that was kind of why I stayed at the casino, because it was like, if I get a hotel, it's the same distance. So I might as well do that.
I mean, our Airbnb was 18 minutes from the track in Massachusetts.
Oh, really? Okay.
Right on the
I
lake.
couldn't find a good Airbnb that wasn't like reasonable in price, but I kind of waited.
Well, I don't know what this one cost, but I would probably not recommend it to anybody. I'm pretty sure it was definitely someone's grandparents' house that they don't use anymore. And it smelled like it for sure. It was an interesting place.
I gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's funny. Well, it's interesting. But yes, we are coming back here. So I'm excited. I'm excited for that. So as an oval track, where does this kind of rank for you, Hooman? You've driven many oval tracks over the years.
I'd say it's my most fun oval track that I've driven. I haven't driven an oval track. The last oval track I drove was Orlando in FD for Pro Spec or Pro 2 or whatever it was. I don't remember if it was Pro Spec or Pro 2. That's the last time I drove.
You've driven Irwindale. You've driven
Irwindale. Oh yeah, we did Irwindale. I don't know.
You drove Seattle with us in the COVID year, right?
That's true. Okay, I take it back. I don't know. I blank all those out. I like this track. It's like a fun track. So like I don't love Orlando. I don't hate Orlando as like driving it, but I'm not like I wouldn't go out of my way to drive it, especially with the tire wear. I think that really adds to it. This one had reasonable tire wear. I think like if you're running like a party tire, you'd probably get, more laps, like reasonable amount of laps. Mm-hmm. I don't remember hating Seattle, but I didn't really love it. I felt like the layout, like on the infield, was just kind of like awkward. Just wasn't quite like.
Well, and so
It's
that
not
was
natural.
They've changed it a handful of times since then too. to try
Have
and
they?
get it
Okay.
back.
I
it used
like
to choke
natural
up real
flowing
bad.
tracks, and this track flowed really naturally, including the bank and the infield. Even though the Manji was there and like all that, the car felt like it was fun. Like you got to snap in, snap out. Like you were just like after the run, you're like, yes, that was great. Like it felt good. Like it and then you were dialing it in. And I struggle with the bank to start the day. Like we were having trouble like getting the high line on the bank. A lot of drivers were, and I don't know if it's just something to do with the way this bank was or whatever, but we were just like, I think it was the run up, honestly, is what I think.
It's a short run up, if I'm correct.
Short run up and just getting the right wheel speed and thing. But we made some changes, and then once I got like the groove, I was like, okay, this is pretty fun.
Yeah. I mean, I remember, Jack was talking in his battle against Dean at the very end. He's like, yeah, I was just, he said by the end of the event, he was just flat out, basically off as soon as you got going all the way to like where you had a braking zone on that bank, just because if you get it right, it's pretty cool. And I'd be curious to see if FD would be opening to moving the start line backwards a little bit, just to give you guys a little bit more room. Because that was like
before that, like my first lap, I jammed. I went first, second, and I was at the fucking bank, and I'm like fourth dump clutch, like let me just fucking make this work. Like it there was no run up at all, and like so I did this whole event second, third, fourth, but it was like I'm drag racing just to like make it, get into the right.
Yeah, so that's like. That was like a normal complaint I heard from a bunch of drivers.
Yeah.
So they're like, especially, like the guys with, regular H patterns, which all you guys have to have in Pro Spec.
Yeah.
You guys are all trying to get to that fourth gear by the time you get there. But you got FD in chat, and they did clarify a couple things. So at new venues, we do single year with options, except with places like Vegas where we need infrastructure changes and investment. That can only happen with a multi-year guarantee. So I don't know if they necessarily guaranteed the 3 years, but this is I heard it from some pretty reliable people that we are coming back for another 2 years, but I guess we'll find out. And then they also said,
go back for sure.
They also said New Jersey was supposed to be sold by now. We were told they could not guarantee 2026 event for us, so they told us to find a new spot. Interesting. So, well, they haven't been sold yet, but just some comments from FD, getting some clarification on some of that stuff, which is interesting. But
that means we're locked in for Vegas.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure.
Sounds like it.
But I mean, like it's like I said before we went live, right? If every new venue is as good as this venue was, we're gonna have such a fun season.
Yeah, I agree. No, this went really well. I'm really curious about Indianapolis. Like I've driven that track, back in Pro-Am.
Who ran Pro-Am there?
MDU. That was my first podium.
Okay, so that's the same track that they ran back in the day.
Yeah, but the
what year was that? So we can all nerd out and go find videos.
I don't know, 2014, 2013, 2015. I don't know. I got my first podium in my VQ 350Z battling.
I remember
Ryan Peter in his XFD car with like an 800 HP like JZ FC, and it was fucking crazy.
I remember the VQ car. I think you ran Gresham with Streetwise back.
Yeah,
in the car.
That's right.
Yep.
I showed up there and everyone's like,
"Good luck."
What's in your car? I'm like, nothing.
Yeah, old Gresham, the car graveyard. All that place did was kill cars.
Yeah. But yeah, so they had the event, but the viewing was from the infield. They didn't do the stand, so the way they ran it, I don't think from the overhead is the way FD could run it, because you wouldn't be able to see kind of the way it goes.
Yeah.
So that's my assumption. Again, I don't know anything other than, I'm just guessing. So I'm curious how, like, which bank, which entry, like how it comes in, how it would look. I don't know.
Yeah. Is that bank bigger than the bank we were just at?
The one we ran, from my memory, I would say yes, but that's like more than 10 years ago that I drove that track. So
It's probably more steep, but like, is it long? Do you think it's longer or just?
No, I don't think it's longer. I think it's steeper. Yeah. It's steeper. And then the way we ran it, it was like the only reason I was able to podium in my VQ because it was a big bank, and then you go down to like second gear to like a straight that you manji, and people were just struggling to go fast to slow, especially versus a slow car. So they would just always mess up behind me, and then it would be like win. I was like, all right, I did it. So
100%.
Man, Formula Drift's real active in the chat right now.
Yeah, it's good to see. Hey, it's good to see. I'll take it. I think they should get their flowers for putting on a good event, and I think they were. From what I understand, it looked like they were nervous. Is that what they said about?
Yeah, very. What does it say here? Very nerving, but vibes were high. Haven't seen it that high really ever, and I would kind of agree with it. Like I feel like every team pretty much showed up with low expectations and not really knowing what we were getting into, and then even before Saturday, we were all sold. Right, like Friday night, we were like, "This is the best. This is such a nice venue. We're so happy with it. We're having so much fun." It was truly just a great experience. Yeah. FD did a great job. They put out a great layout. The event ran smoothly. Just zero complaints.
Yeah, I will say the vendor area probably could use some more like rocks in it. I think that was a little bit of a dust fest. That was the only thing that I noticed walking through some of it. But in terms of, I'm glad that they went with the layout they did, because I think it made for a better show overall.
It did for sure. There's no doubt about it.
I think it also, I don't know if even the playing field is the correct answer, but I think it made it a higher what's the word I'm looking for? It's like you didn't know who was going to win per se.
Yeah, there was some variables there that it wasn't just like a easy win.
I think it just added excitement, right? And it was it Connor that made that comment? I think it was Connor that made a comment that the bank, the first half of the track was very American style drifting, and the infield was very like European style drifting, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And so I think that was a good mix.
Yeah, and I mean, it's funny that you got the three Irish guys on top of the podium, but I feel like there were battles that were super close that they had that could have gone either way, and I think you see like a guy like Ben Hobson, getting into the top four there. Granted, he had some luck on some of his battles. I thought Dylan Hughes was going to win the event until he lost his clutch against Ben. I don't know what he does to his car when it comes to some of these bank tracks, but Dylan, man, you are crazy. I think he was killing it all weekend. So I wanted to give a shout out to him. He always looks good in Seattle too. So and that was the interesting point too. I thought a lot of the guys from the Northeast looked really good because I'm sure they drive Seattle a lot. And this is, I guess you could say the closest track to this is Seattle, but it's nowhere near as difficult as Seattle, in my opinion. There's not as much of a change in speed when you guys go down.
Yeah, I agree. From the one year that I drove Seattle, I would say that's accurate.
Yeah.
I think it was wet that year too, if I remember.
It was wet that year too. I remember having wet socks the whole time in Seattle, not just at the track. The whole weekend of Seattle, I had wet socks. I was just like, I don't know that I like Seattle, but I don't know if I gave it a proper experience. Like I was just like, rain.
It wasn't that year was not a proper Seattle experience.
Yeah, and it was no fans. Remember, it was COVID, so there was zero fans. It was just drivers and teams.
That was probably the weirdest part about that year for sure.
Yeah,
like,
it was
COVID event with no fans was like,
you're like in the stands watching, and like it's only team and crew like watch. Yep. It was kind of interesting.
Yeah, strange times, that's for sure. But no, we didn't have a problem here with fans. That's the cool part. And
they showed up from all over. I talked to people that came all the way up from like Delaware region.
Yeah.
I didn't talk to too many
Canadians.
Crazy high Canadians. Yeah, it was a lot of Canadians.
I think a lot of people that went to Jersey came, but then there was a whole set of other people that never went to Jersey that came too. So it was nice to see like the continuation of fans, because that was kind of the annoying part, when you lose Jersey, is the people that are used to going there, maybe they don't come out, anymore because it's a new further venue or something. But I think
I was worried about that. I thought that we wouldn't see a lot of like the Englishtown people come up just because it was another 3 hours away, and was pleasantly surprised to see so many of them there.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Who was I guess Kurtis for you? Like, I mean, you didn't get to see a whole bunch of the event because you were obviously working.
Yeah, we had some stuff going on with our car.
Yeah, that's right. I was gonna say, and chat guys, like, who were some guys that you thought really stood out? And like I already pointed out, Dylan Hughes. I also think of another Northwest kid, Tyler Mayer. That dude was throwing some just dumb angle, and it was kind of cool to see. I think he reminded me, like Hooman, how you were talking about, like, like he wasn't necessarily slow, but like people would mess up behind him, and he would just throw that much angle on those transitions, and like sometimes that's a little hard to chase if you're super gripped up. So it was like it was very interesting dynamic with him, and I thought he did a great example of it. I think he got like a top 4, and just one of those rookies that I think I've been surprised by, and there's quite a few of them. I mean, you saw Lons.
I watched a good bit of Prospect, like the comp, but that was about all I saw. And there was a lot of surprising people in there. Like I basically got to finally watch the 16 down, but Heisman was, although he didn't win his 16 battle, I still think they were some of the more exciting runs to watch with how much he threw it on the line. And then the Shelley and I think it was Sean Booth battle.
Yeah.
Dude, like when it ended, I was like, man, I'm leaning Shelley, but it could also go Sean. Like they both kind of stepped up and came out swinging hard. And I think you saw that a lot, especially in Prospect this round.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was some of the best driving I've seen in that series in a while, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, even the 32 battles, like Hooman, you had a great battle with, and it's like there's not easy battles.
No, not anymore.
It's really good with really fast cars.
I mean, you just look at seating bracket, and some of the guys that were getting knocked out. You got like guys like Dustin, guy's been around for a long time, really good driver. He can drive, but it's just how it goes sometimes. And it's like it's such a challenging series now, and I think FD. I think it's there. I think the product is there.
Like that's the fun of it. If none of the if every driver, if every single battle wasn't a real battle, then is it exciting to watch, right? I feel like it's good that the very first battles are challenges, because that makes the sport more exciting. If it's boring to watch because it's just a slam dunk win, well then, who's watching the very beginning? It's like, I don't like I remember, like, I've heard people say, I don't even watch until like top 8. This is many, many years ago, but like they didn't really like care until like top 16, top 8, because the battles were not as exciting. But even in pro, like it's everything is evolved, I think.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's progressing deeply on every front, right? Like it's getting more and more exciting to watch throughout the entire event. And I think places like this, where you have kind of that mix of our wide open throttle, go fast, big banking into a tighter technical area like that, makes it more exciting. Like you said earlier, Nate, with how everyone was kind of chasing different, you saw so many variants of how people would transition and dive on other drivers, and it just made it that much more exciting to watch.
Yeah. I mean, I guess, Hooman, here's a kind of a general question. I mean, like, car setup, like, what was... I mean, how do you set up a car for something like this? Because it has to be, obviously, you have to make it around the bank and be semi-quick. But when you get the infield, you got to be able to transition quick. Like I was seeing all kinds of goofy things people were doing. Like I was talking to Alaska. They put weights on the front of their car.
Really?
Yeah, like 50 or like metal 50-pound weights on the front of their car to help it transition faster. You know, just like there was like people trying all kinds of interesting stuff. I think Tyler Mayer had a whole video on doing the linkage and the sway bar and stuff. And it's like there's a ton of cool tricks that people are trying now. And I guess personally, one of the things I did see that there was a lot of suspension travel, like with the cars and stuff when they got to the like transition side. And I don't know if that's just because you guys were able to just put a ton of grip in down there, or like I don't know. I'm just curious on your thoughts on this.
I mean, the biggest change like we made is we stiffened our dampening up just to have less dynamic toe to be able to stay up higher on the bank. That was like our biggest thing. The infield felt good from the start. Like really, we didn't have to adjust for the infield. Like I felt pretty confident in my infield like lead and Chase maybe could have done a little better, but I was pretty happy with like how I was driving the infield. It was the bank that we were mostly focused on. And in prospect, like we don't get as much time to adjust. I mean, we got ample practice. I would say we got like, I think, was it 8 laps? I say ample, just comparatively, but like, it's really hard to make adjustments when you get 8 laps. And sometimes those laps involve gear changes, on a new track where you're trying to figure out gearing. So there's like only so many changes that you can really make before you start. Like the driver is more important. Like I always, like to me, like you can drive better more often than you can change a setup and drive better. But that's kind of like a crutch for me also. Like I don't love changing the car drastically unless I feel like a major problem is there.
Well, you have to be comfortable in the car that you're driving. And
exactly.
And me and Andy have a very similar thought process to that, right? Like we could work on the car all weekend long, change anything and everything based off of what other teams or this suspension guy or whoever is giving us input from, right? But if your driver isn't comfortable in the car, you're going to have bad results.
Definitely. And that was one thing, like the weather made us way more comfortable in the car.
Oh yeah.
Like, seriously, maybe that's a lot of reason why everyone drove better, because it was just like I didn't even use the cool suit on the first day because it was
you weren't like overheating and sweating.
No, it was just like, all right, yeah, it's cool. Like I'm good. Yep. Like it was pretty comfortable, to be honest. Like it's been a while since at an FD event I was that comfortable. Wearing all the gear and all that stuff and still being, pretty reasonable.
Oh yeah, no, that's cool, dude. Like, I'm just pumped, man. And if there's any battles you guys wanted to check out in chat, I mean, any ones that you want to take a look at or you thought were maybe could have gone either way, I'm always just throw those in chat because I'm curious on. But for me, I thought even though the battles were close, I thought there were like for the most part, I think that they were relatively in the right when it came to decisions for the most part.
I don't think they really got too much wrong. Like I still need to go back and rewatch several because what you see with your naked eye versus what you get to watch on the live stream are always two different things, right? So whenever I hear about a questionable one, I'm like, well, let me go back and watch and really analyze it before.
Yeah, because that's why I asked Chad, because I was there. Yeah. So it's like I didn't watch the live. I was
was definitely worse than what you're gonna see in the replay.
I'm curious though, from Chad and from you guys, like, do you think if Castro didn't hit the bank and hit the wall, was he taking Dean out?
Dude,
because it was a really good
Castro doing some crazy driving.
Yeah, I would say his chase, like he had it, and then I don't know. I'm curious, like that was a really 32, really fun to watch in person.
Yeah, that was 32.
I didn't watch it on the live stream, so I don't know how it looked like. Dude,
I
saw it in person.
Castro looked like a man on a mission this past event. And
I love watching.
I heard something about he was saying he was going to pass somebody at some point over the weekend. Like he was on one this weekend, and then in like practice, dude, I'm telling you, I can't remember who he was chasing, but like he hammered down and then just never went into the infield. Just drove off and got back in line because he was moving around the course.
Oh, there's Andy.
Hey, look, there's us.
Shout out, Andy.
Car worked real good after we fixed everything.
Yeah, he won. Yeah, he did good.
Yeah. We knocked out Forsberg in the
and it was like a legit battle too. It wasn't like some BS or anything either.
Nope.
Like you guys won straight up.
Yep. It was a much needed win for us for sure after everything we went through. You know.
Yeah, no, that was freaking awesome. Yeah, no, we can watch Castro's trades, dude. Castro, like, dude, he low key this will come out. There's at least one battle every year where this comes out in him, and you're just like, how in the world?
Yeah, the dude rips out of nowhere, and you're like, where's this driver the rest of the time, right?
Yeah. Dude, that's so good.
Dude, he had that car set up on rails this past weekend.
Yeah. I mean, it would have been a challenge, definitely. But here's the genius part with James Dean, right? So he's like, all right, you're going to put one of the best chases of the year on me. Cool. I'm going to do the same thing. And if you mess up one iota, that's the event. And so he can turn that switch. And so that's what makes him so good is he can do it too. And the thing is, way the rules are now, it's not, oh, the chase driver has to adjust if the lead driver makes a mistake. It's like, no, if the lead driver makes a mistake and you put him into the wall, that's the lead driver's fault. And that's kind of what happened. And obviously there's no hard feelings between the guys because that's just drifting.
No,
but it's like that's the thing with chasing that close. Is it the lead has to be perfect?
That was us with Dean, right? Like we slipped up and threw too much angle coming off the bank, and then Dean got into us, and you know it was our fault. It just was what it was.
Yeah, that was one of those ones where I'm watching from the side and I'm like, wait a minute, wait, and because I didn't obviously see the live stream and I couldn't see overhead or anything. I was like, wait, did Andy just beat James? But
we were on the comms because like Andy got on the radio and he's like, oh man, I threw way too much angle coming off the bank and yada yada. And then they were analyzing it and we're like, what's going on? Like this is taking a while now. And they got to the call they made and it was like, I mean, we screwed up. But the fact that they looked that deep into it was like, this is pretty cool.
Yeah.
No, shout out to the new Race Data Labs Wally system because they were analyzing that one deep.
Exactly. And
hey, back up that video real quick.
You wanted to see?
Yeah, scooter back a little bit.
See the crash.
You see the feeler on James's car. That's how he was able to get so close,
dude.
He could feel it when his fender.
Well, Castro is the one that took it up off.
Yeah, I know. He's like, all right, I know exactly how close I need to get.
Yeah. Yeah, they kind of. It's not. You got to see the overhead. So when they show the overhead, that's the one you got to see because that's the one that really shows it. And we'll see if it has the one I'm looking for. Also, it's kind of fun how much you get to see like the drivers are getting out now. It's becoming more of a thing. I know you guys are.
We get to see how much taller James is than everyone else.
Yeah, and it's just like he just taps it just enough.
Yeah,
and like,
that's the problem on banks. Like you get touched, if your car just kind of.
Well, and here's the other thing: if anyone else is chasing Castro, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
If anyone else is chasing Castro, it's not a big deal because no one else is that close. But because James is that close, he bites the bullet for it. You know, it's like, it's just crazy. And like you said, here's the Wally data. You can literally watch James's dude. You can't get much better than that. That's incredible.
Yeah, dude. He
taps the wall.
He just taps it and that's it. He gets unsettled and then he taps again and then he gets really unsettled.
Which I love how, like, if you actually look at the wall, it's not perfect. I was going to ask you that, Hooman. Like, is the wall, like, perfectly, like, round around there? Or?
It didn't feel like a weird taper. It was a challenge to stay wide all the way to the end, so maybe it was tapered a little bit, but like I had to use a lot of left foot brake to keep the car at the very end of that zone.
Yeah.
Like if I didn't, it was just coming down every time,
Right.
no matter what I did.
Yeah, I think a lot of people were. And
Yeah.
you know, obviously that came to the most not controversial section, just the like, you know, the biggest change in speed part of the track. It, you know, there was a bunch of different ways people were attacking it, which I think one of I think this is where your spotter became really important, was like, okay, so how does this person attack this part of the track? Because it's probably the most important part of the track.
Yeah.
If I'm thinking correctly. But it's like, I don't know, what were your guys' thoughts on, like, because that's what I thought. It was the most important part of the track, was that slow down section.
I mean, you have to ask the judges, I guess. Like,
yeah,
what was the most heavily weighed on section? You know,
well, the
like,
most heavily weighed on section is the bank, but what I meant was, like, that's where most people had the separation.
Oh yeah,
or would mess up.
Yeah, I think, I mean, what even the judges were saying and what we saw, there was a lot of times where drivers went too far off and then cut back in. And that kind of, you know, made it a challenge, you know, in the chase, because you don't know, do you go out with them? Do you kind of, you know, get choked up if you go out with them, if you don't? And that I think that was the only part of the track that really had some like tricky judgment calls that like created kind of, I think this, you think this, like not everyone is on the same page, just, you know, because of the intricacy of like coming off the bank at that speed.
I think there was a lot of individuality in that section too.
Yeah,
right?
especially like left foot braking, or a lot of people are like doing e-brake check, like slowing it down, downshifting. Like there was a lot of ways coming off, like you're saying. So that created kind of and car dynamics too. Some cars float a little better than others.
There was a pool out there.
Somebody had a pool.
Was that like a neighbor?
2 days a year.
Or is that like the track?
I think that was one of the houses.
I think it was a neighbor. The neighbor's house.
We had a pool this whole time.
Yeah, they didn't tell us.
Yeah, I think
we were in it.
Yeah, I think this was one of the big battles people were watching. Although I was kind of surprised how much Adam left some space here, but you know, this
is the one with the foot slip that he had.
Yeah, but I mean, it just shows you how anything can really happen, and Adam was probably playing catch up, and then just a little bit too much, and there goes. And this is like his, I guess, quote unquote home track from where he's from. So I think there were a lot of Adam fans there, and a lot of Turk fans. A lot of people, like every time Turk was out there, like the fans were going crazy.
We were in several drivers' hometowns, right? Like Dimitri had a lot of people there too, because
Dimitri said he's like down the street or something.
He was like 15 miles away was where he lived. Like,
but Adam LZ's from Stafford.
He's from Connecticut originally, isn't he?
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I think he's originally from Connecticut.
Interesting.
Yeah. FD said, what I can tell you is that the internal staff are doing a regression analysis on the RDL data. So what that tells you is what the judges favor by the results themselves. I forget what that was in turn two, but
talking about how much they're going in depth and how much they're digging into it. You know what I mean? Like it's nice to see, like, as much as, you know, sometimes like battles, you can look at them with a naked eye and be like, oh, you know, this guy won. Or, you know, in our scenario, like I have inside communication with my driver, so I know what happened on our end, right?
Yeah.
But then you still have that deliberation where they're taking a while to make a decision. And it's still nice and good to see because they're digging through the data. They're using this new tool to really, really show everyone that they want to make the right calls, and they're using everything at their hands to make the right calls.
And that's great. I mean, if they're going back through data after the event, like to see, I mean,
you know, verify stuff. And
that's great. Cause like, I mean, that's, you know, obviously you don't want to stop the show and try to analyze data to see what new things you can find out, but doing it after the fact to see if there's some sort of data you can use in the future to help judges, you know, decide on decisions that are difficult. That's now, great. Because before, I remember they did that.
Hard to improve.
Yeah, I remember there was some times where they were pulling stuff from the boxes, but it was just kind of like after the fact, like, and they were like, and I think there was some protest or something that they pulled it for, but it was like just to change points or whatever. I mean, you can't do that during the show, so that's actually really exciting. That's doing it. I think that the new thing where I forgot what it's called, the True Drifter, whatever, like getting that data to sim drift against. That's awesome. I mean, that's just
yeah, where you like the ghost cars where you can chase them.
So you could like run through the you can almost like get a video game out of it and be like, all right, can you beat everyone all the way to the finals?
I think Hooman's right. I think it's called True Drift.
Yeah, that sounds right. True Drift or something like that.
I believe.
Because I want to show people that if they haven't seen it. Like, is it actually called like True Drift? Like,
hang on.
I believe I haven't done it.
Because I did see that and I totally forgot, and I want to.
It's True Drift. It's on Instagram, True Drift Official.
Okay, cool.
And then they have a website, truedrift.com.
All right, let's see if they'll actually show up now. True.
But that's awesome. Like you just do a ghost car for every single person that advanced. You pick a spot and you just kind of do it and get to like pretend you were battling all the way to the finals. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, dude. Like, how sick is this? Like, you can just go chase Vaughn at Atlanta, and it's like it's totally legit. And like I think in the future, like this is where the kids are going to be kind of crazy. Because they're just going to do this.
Yeah,
you're just going to go.
That's the progression of anything, right? Like. Mm-hmm. When you have younger generations getting into whatever it may be, this skateboarding, BMX, motocross, whatever, right? You have all of the things that we didn't know kind of figured out already. So that part's easier. You know what's possible, what they can do. And then on top of that, you have the trainers now, like this stuff, simulation, all that. You can be on a sim at 6 years old and in a car by 10. And then you have such a jump on us. Yeah. We're all dinosaurs. We're all getting phased out for sure.
Yeah. The funny part is that you just showing you could pick any of the drivers you wanted to as well. It's like
I'm on the end of my streak, so it's all right. I'll retire when I'm too old to drift. It's cool.
We're all
I told Andy Luck. Andy Luck's like, when are you gonna retire? I'm like, I don't know. If I podium, if I podium and retire, it would save me a lot of money every year. So and he's like, do it. Yeah. I'm like, all right, that's my goal. Podium and drop my mic and say, all right, I'm out. But no, I talked to my crew like many years ago, and they were like, dude, you're old. Like, how much more can you do this? I was like, I'm gonna go until my body doesn't let me, and as long as they let me stay, having fun. Like I enjoy it. Like it's a lot of stress and a lot of work and a lot of money and all that stuff, but there's nothing else that comes close to it. And as long as I'm able to physically do it, I'm gonna keep at it, and it's fun. Right. Like it's enjoyable.
Yeah, well, and the other thing you got to remember too is you can do fun events. Like drifting isn't all about competition. Like there's
100%. Obviously I'm gonna drift until I can't. Like until I'm like, if I'm 100 and I can like press the gas pedal, I'm gonna drift, and I might have like an assistant bionic leg, like like pushing the clutch for me or whatever. But I mean, like at the level of FD, like you gotta, I think I saw that video. They were saying like the shape of Formula Drift drivers, like how in shape do you need to be? Like it was James Dean talking about, like, or it was I don't remember. Somebody was talking about it, and I was like, yeah, that's accurate. But at the same point, like you got to be somewhat like physically in shape.
Then you have Jack.
It's a little grueling in the car. Like it's not like every year, I feel it more and more climbing in and out of the trailer and the car and like.
Yeah, but adrenaline will take a lot of that out of you. You know what I mean? Like you get enough adrenaline going, and you won't notice that it hurts a little.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know. I think Jack Shanahan is the pinnacle of drifting spec right now in terms of where you need to be size wise.
Yeah.
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 You think that's the ideal male image for sure? I agree. I agree wholly with what you're saying. Completely.
Dude,
That's the goal.
I just my favorite part is how insane he is to watch drive. Like
he's a ripper, man.
Like just the way, even like throwing it into the bank, like he throws it in harder than anyone else, and it just sticks, and you're just like, how?
Yeah, dude, he's an anomaly for sure. Like the dude drives his ass off.
Yeah, and you just love to see it, and that's the cool thing about drifting is you don't have to be an F1 driver that can push 80 pounds with your neck in a certain direction. Like you can be like a Hooman and still.
Yeah, but I mean, you can remember
yeah.
like some of them boys are just like country strong, right? Where like they're built kind of big, but they're still in better shape than most people.
Right, but what I'm saying is like the weight and stuff. It's not everything. I mean, it helps if you're lighter in areas of the car. But
yeah,
like,
whatever.
I'm not
just
saying
build your car correctly. All you gotta do. It's the same thing for anybody, right? Like,
yeah.
You got to build the car for your driver, and
right.
whatever they weigh, whether it's someone built like Andy who's 75 pounds or somebody that's built like Hooman, and I'm not going to guess his weight because I don't really know, but I know that
right.
Andy's definitely like 75 pounds.
Right.
Well, let's be real. Like 50 pounds in the driver is not making or breaking someone winning. Like if you're winning because of 50 pounds as the driver.
Yeah, I don't think it makes that like, especially in this motorsport. I don't think it's that crazy,
I mean, for sure in pro spec, it's not affecting drive. 50 pounds is not doing like that's not why you're winning or losing. Like if you're losing, if you think you're losing for that 50 pounds, like you're wrong. Like I'm sorry.
No, I mean, there is something to be said for being in a little bit better shape, like at the really hot rounds, right? At the super hot rounds, I'm sure that being in a little bit better physical shape,
mentally as well, because like if you're in better physical shape, like you're able to drive better because you're mentally like there. I mean, for sure, like there's rounds where it's hot as hell and you're sitting there. Like the worst is like the helmet sweat and just sitting there and you're just baking and it's like dripping down. Your eyes are burning. Like you're just like, Jesus
You're trying
Christ.
to wipe sweat out of your eyes.
And then you get iced. Like that's the worst. Like that happened to me in Atlanta.
You mean commercial breaks?
Commercial breaks.
No, it wasn't even commercial break. It was like we made contact. He got a free 10 and then a free 5. Or not a free 5, but he called his 5. So it was 15 minutes plus whatever. And I wasn't allowed to do anything except be ready to go. Like my team couldn't even like come blow a fan on me or so I'm just sitting there. Like, I have a cool suit, but still it's like you got all the gear on. It's hot. Like it was miserable. In Atlanta, like it's humid. It sucks.
No, it's definitely not humid here, dude. I'm not in an air conditioning shop right now.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it was funny. We were literally joking about it at this event with Andy. It was just like, oh, yep, commercial break. I think he went through 2 commercial breaks because there was like one more times and like.
Yeah, I mean, there was like other circumstances there, right? Like there was some stuff, the stuff that happened with like Turk and Field. And then there was maybe a 5-minute call.
Bro, you want to talk about a weird battle?
Like there was just like a lot of stuff that happened that led to us sitting on grid for a really long time waiting for our battle. And I mean, that's just part of the game, right? Like that's just part of the run of show. And I understand that more now after what I did last year than most probably, right? Like stuff just happens and you end up having to sit and wait.
Yeah, it's a good laugh though, because like you were like literally waiting on grid. You're like, let me guess, commercial.
Like, I always know because Logan will come walking over and I'm like, I know it's us. We're here. It's time for a commercial. It's okay. And he always laughs and he's like, yeah, but anyway, so yeah, you're right. Commercial break. But I think I walked the bank like, I don't know, 8 times waiting for our battle because I'd leave the car, walk all the way around to the finish, and then we wouldn't go and I'd walk all the way back. Good time.
Yeah. But I mean, that's just how it goes sometimes, like you're saying. I mean, like the field battle was a goofy one, man. There's a whole lot of stuff going on there.
Man, there was, man. And, like as much as I hate the commercial breaks, right? Like we can't do this without commercials and sponsors. So like it has to happen.
I would opt for more if it helps.
Opt for more commercial breaks?
if it somehow trickles down to us.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Like if somehow it comes back to us, I would allow for more. Just give us all a commercial.
Yeah, for sure.
Make people pay to watch us if it helps us. I don't care. I'm sorry. Sorry to all the fans that are,
This just in, we're gonna put floating advertisements right over Hooman's car every lap he makes, just so he makes a few bucks.
I will agree. No problem. I will sign
Just
all the paperwork.
We'll put digital ads on his windshield.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Just the shenanigans. Let's see. Is there a rule about stickers on your windshield? There's got to be.
I think so. I think
there's like a general safety rule that Kevin would just be like, "This is dumb. Take it off." Like I don't think it has to specifically say it, but like
because there are drift cars like people with like stickers on their windshield.
Well, I'll let you know this, but it definitely has to specifically say it because if you don't, so having written rule books at this point, right? If you don't put it in a rule book, someone's gonna do it, and then they're gonna go, "Well, it's not in the rule book," and they're gonna yell at you. That's what happens every time.
Yeah, but I mean, whatever.
Nate, pull up the FD rule.
But I know Louis had eyes on his whole windshield, not for FD, but like for fun events. Louis Garza, he put like the little like cartoon eyes on his windshield with the corrugated like thing. He was driving around like that for.
There's no way he could have seen well.
I never actually sat in the car to see how good or bad it was, but it looked cool,
I like having a very clear windshield. There's been event banners that I wasn't stoked on certain cars where I'm like, I wish this wasn't blocking up the view. So
I actually have some text stickers like that. At this event, I was like trying to see Logan and I couldn't see him where he was standing. And I was like, I got to take those off. Like, it's like just in the right spot where I couldn't see his arm. Like, if he was like, go, don't go. I couldn't see anything. It was like,
just creating a little blind spot for you.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially when you have the Hans and everything on, you can't turn your head. So you're just like, I can't see. I can't really move.
Yep.
That's the funniest thing. Like, you sit next to a driver and you want to like give them the thumbs up or like, hey, or whatever, but you can't even like look over to give them the bullshit that you would do in like a fun event. Like in a fun event, I'm always like looking at a driver, like doing all, talking to him. But here you're just like looking straight ahead.
Can't because you're like strapped in. Stuff.
You're like, oh, what an asshole.
Everyone looks so serious too, but they just can't move their heads.
No, we're not serious. We just can't move.
We're stuck. Yeah. Shout out for FD being in the chat. It's good having you in here. I wish you were still in here because I would have asked a question. What would the ruling would have been if, let's say this battle was like even? Because if you watch them hit, it brings the whole hood up. It like obviously disconnects the hood. So I would have been curious on what the ruling would have been when the hood flew off on the next battle. Like,
I mean, did they ever deem fault for this? Or like they just kind of like it was a no fault kind of just whatever.
That's what it looked like because they kind of sent him right after, and I was like, okay, cool. But then
you're saying if on the next run,
you see his hood.
Yeah, here's the thing: on the next run, the entire hood flies off. So
exactly, that's what I was asking. I was like, so how do you rule that, right? Because FD. So Matt Fields guys didn't touch the car, but FD did touch the car. And
but FD touched the bumper. They didn't really. I don't think they ever really grabbed the hood or anything.
Right, but FD said the car was good to go.
Who won that? Like, did Field or Turk?
Turk won it. But I don't know if it was.
They'd have to give Turk the advantage or the win for that because like the hood flying at you is. I mean, if Turk's flying,
even if it was due to contact on the previous.
I mean, run? I think yes because. Okay. Like it's kind of your responsibility to fix your panels. Otherwise, you can always just claim, "Yeah, I got contacted before and it flew off." Right? Like
I agree with that standpoint. Like I think it kind of falls on the driver and team to like choose to call a 5 to look over their own car or whatever they.
I mean, it sucks. Do, like it sucks either way. Yeah, but I don't know that there's another way to do it fairly because if you don't, then like. That would really suck if you have a hood fly at you on the bank. You know, like that's not like an easy thing to know what to do in the.
Oh yeah, you watch
and you can kind of see. Go back and watch it again. You can kind of see like Turk looked visibly like kind of shook by it.
Yeah, it's like going right by his car, and he hits the wall.
Yeah, he's like,
hits the wall.
He hit the wall, and he's like, "Oh no, I'm staying in it. Like I'm not giving."
Yeah, he manned up for sure. He's like, "I hit the wall, but I'm not letting him run away from me."
Yeah. So I honestly wonder because I mean his chase is not that great. I didn't see the other half, so I don't know. Maybe they did give him the win because of that.
Yeah, there's somebody in the chat saying they did touch the hood before the chase run, but like I was on grid watching them, and it looked like everyone, Kevin and Trey, were messing with the bumper before he pulled back to the line, and then it looked like Soba was just messing with the bumper from where I was standing, but it might have looked different on the live stream. Maybe they did mess with the hood.
Yeah. So I mean that's the.
I mean, were they messing with it to get it off, like it was stuck on his tire or something, and they were just trying to unjam it?
It looked like they were trying to get the bumper off of the tire.
Yeah, that's usually like what they'll extent of what they'll do is like to unjam stuff so that.
I think the question would be like if someone from FD was like yanking around on the hood and it seemed like it was good. Like I guess you could maybe fault that, but I still also kind of believe that you have a 5-minute call, and as a team, after contact like that, you should probably utilize it to make sure that your car is 100%.
Yeah.
No, that was also shout out Andy. This is the best chase I've ever seen him do, I think, in my life.
He's feeling really good in the car now. We changed the car a lot in Orlando and really got it where we want it finally. And now he's just kind of driving it, and we're not fighting a ton of – I mean, we had to fight some issues this round, right? Like we had some stuff go wrong. Some mechanical failures, but overall, the car is what we finally have wanted for the past 3 years. It makes the power we want. We have the grip about where we want it, and we can put a little bit more in or pull a little bit out depending on where we're at.
Yeah.
But he's really starting to wheel it, starting to really feel comfortable in it. And it's, when you're chasing James and stuff, it's like, well, before we even went out, I was like, just remember, man, like, even if you're wrecked, just drive as hard as you possibly can because it's James, and that's what you're going to get. You're going to get 100% out of that guy every time.
Exactly.
I think Phil, the complimentary 5 in the comments is only given if you ask for it. Yeah. So if you don't ask for it, you can't get a compliment. I mean, I guess they could tell you go take it if they saw something, but that's not generally how it comes about. It usually is you get contact and then you ask for a complimentary 5, and then they say you can have it or you can't have it based on what has happened. So I asked for a complimentary 5 in Atlanta and it was denied because they deemed me at fault for the hit.
Okay.
Yeah. Gotcha. And I mean, further into that with like Field, and this is all rumors, but I had heard like he was having some motor issues or something throughout the event too. So
oh really?
Oh yeah, that was the other part. Yeah, there was oil all over Turk's car.
Yeah, the catch cam was bellowing oil out of it.
Yeah, Brody's saying something about oil coming out the back.
It was pretty bad, and I think the motor was hurt before. I think probably right before the 16 or something like that. So
yeah,
who really knows everything that went down out there besides their own team and internally, but.
Yeah, well, there was a bunch of oil on Turk's car after that run.
Yeah. So, I mean, you could see it on Field's car. It looked like a milkshake down the side of his car coming out of his catch cam.
Yeah, so probably, like you said, not an ideal scenario.
Did his milkshake bring all the boys to the yard, though?
It did. I don't know if you saw the stand, but the boys were definitely in the yard, probably because of his milkshake.
Oh, my gosh, that's good. No. Jeez, you look at Connor Shannon. Jeez, he's just pushing him around. I will say, I think if you drove right-hand drive, I think this definitely was an advantage at this track. I felt like.
I don't think there's an advantage to either. To be honest, I think it's just what you're comfortable with as a driver.
Yeah, you tell me, Hooman. Do you like driving on right-handed banks or left-handed banks more?
I don't think that. It matters, honestly. I'm trying to think back, like
Orlando's the other way.
Yeah, Orlando's the other way. I think I agree with Kurtis. Like, I don't think, like, either your car or you don't, and I don't think where you're sitting makes because like that's to say, you know, if you're chasing someone from this side or that side, you can't get as close. But I don't know if that's
it's still the same thing. Like I've driven a ton of different cars, right and left-hand drive, right?
Yeah.
And I hate driving right-hand drive because I'm not used to any of it. And the biggest thing I don't like about it is you don't really know the positioning of the car. But if I drove that every day instead of a left-hand drive car,
correct,
then I would be used to knowing where the positioning of the car was in relation to where I am sitting. So I just don't believe that there's an advantage to either left or right side of the bank. I think you could maybe make the argument that going left around a bank in a right-hand drive car, when you enter, you're entering and looking at the wall and you're like right there on it. But I mean, I've drifted banks left and right and I've never noticed a difference when driving.
Okay.
Yeah. In the chat, Brody says we're all wrong and the podium show makes us or said something. Nah, he didn't word it like that, but
that's what I brought up because they
I mean,
brought up the question of
it's opinionated, so
yeah.
I mean, and they said it wasn't a big deal, but I don't know. I feel like if you can see, and even in that show, James talks about how he's looking at these literally like small areas to kind of when you're not on the side of who you're chasing, and it's on the opposite side of the car, like your visibility is definitely worse on the chase car and stuff. So like that, he did say that. So I will say I was.
Oh, if you're on the right, yeah, that makes sense. That might make sense because you get smoked out into your cabin, especially.
Yeah,
that's actually probably accurate. And I think to your point, Phil, in the chat, I think that might have more to do with if you get banged up on a wall in NASCAR and you're on the right side, you're more likely to lose control if you're on the right side hitting a wall. I think. Like, I'm just thinking, like, if you're on that side and, like, it kind of bashes your door or whatever, maybe you lose control more. Maybe not. I don't know.
The obvious solution here is that the FD 2027 rule book is going to require us to move all seating positions to dead center of the car. It's the only way.
And make new transmission tunnels. We're going to change that rule just for this.
Dude. Prospect 2027 coming at you.
You got to straddle the inside. You
got to ride it like a dragster back in the 70s. You're sitting right on top of everything.
I'll just make it mid-engine. We'll do mid-engine, open wheel drift cars.
Yeah. That sounds awful. I don't know how many mid-engine cars you've drifted, but it's not great.
I started on a mid-engine car, believe it or not.
Oh, well, which one?
MR2.
Awful. That's the one that I've drifted and not great.
It was so bad. But I finally figured it out. But the minute I got into a 2000 Mustang GT, I thought that car was like, I was like, what the hell? This is so easy. And that's like a 2000 Mustang GT that was clapped out like on some eBay, like coilovers, like just totally terrible. I was like, man, drifting is so much easier.
Yeah, dude. The mid-engine stuff's hard, man. They're twitchy really and they react really strange.
Yeah. But when you drift them, I don't know about tandem because I never did tandem in it, but I drove Turner Field in it and learned there. And it was really fun when you linked it. Like it was like a sense of accomplishment. Right? Like you felt so good after you got it and hit everything. Like that was really fun.
Yeah,
that was. I don't. You know Tony Schultz?
Oh yeah, Tony's
he. I went to Turner Field in my MR2. Didn't know what the hell I was doing. I saw all these people linking the track and all this, and I just kept spinning out. Like I sucked so bad. I asked him. I was like, "Can you just help me?" He's like, "Can I drive the car?" And I'm like, "Sure." Swap seats. He like turns the wheel like left, and he looks over, and he's like, "All right." Turns it, like gets a feel for it. He does one lap and he kind of like almost spins and he's like, all right, I got the feel for it. Second lap, ripped it, linked it. And I was like,
that's
like, right? What? Like I was just like, how did you do that? This was back in the day. I would show up to Turner Field with a donut and a stock scissor jack, you know, like the little black jack. That was my tools for showing up for drifting. And then I would go take it to the tire shop whenever a tire would pop, I would go drive the car on a donut to the tire shop, get them to swap me and buy a new used tire and come back. And that was like all the tools that I had.
Humble beginnings, right?
I still can't believe that like I still think back, I'm like, I don't know. And I feel bad.
Well, and like you probably used to drive the car to events and home, right?
Oh,
Like
yeah,
no trailer,
I drove
no-
it. Like I didn't have a trailer, I didn't have any tools, and I got the tire guy to warranty the used tires sometimes.
No way.
I swear, I was like, dude, it popped after just a day of drifting, and like I told him I was drifting, but like in my head, I was like, it shouldn't have popped. Like what the hell did
Times
that
were
happen?
tough back then. Had to warranty the $10 used tire,
25, okay, 25. Oh my god! I feel like honestly, I feel bad. I should go back to that guy and give him like $100 and be like, "I'm
right?
So sorry.
We're like, hey man, so that you'll never remember me, but here's $100.
Yeah, you're like, I don't know who you are. I don't even know if I would remember him. I know where the shop is. I gotta go like somewhere near Atlanta and
That's so good.
just give him $100. Be like, thank you for all that you've done. You have no idea.
No. Oh,
That's pretty good, dude.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like it's crazy where even Prospect. Like you've been in Prospect for many years. I don't know the total.
You were in Pro 2 when it was still Pro 2, right?
Yeah. I think I started in 2017 is FD is when I started.
So how much has Pro 2/Prospect changed since you got started?
Oh, massively. Like when we first started, there was not live streamed at all. Or at least, sorry, the qualifying. Sorry, qualifying wasn't live streamed, and it was only top 16. So,
dude, those were hard days.
And I remember the first year, Orlando, the cutoff was tied like 10 ways. Like it was like everyone was within like 3 points of each other for the 16th spot. And like when the first like lap went down, everyone's like, okay, yeah, I'm in. And then second lap went down, everyone's like, shit, like it was so grueling. And I think we didn't have 40 drivers then. I think we had like 28 maybe.
There was
it was up there.
Rounds. Yeah, because you gotta remember we ran Pro 2 all the way back in 2015. And there would be several rounds where it would be like 32 or more drivers all getting cut down to a 16. Yeah. And no one wanted to be lucky number 17.
No, it was tough. But I mean, that's probably the biggest change that I appreciated is having a top 32, having seating, having qualifying, like live streamed, having all that stuff visible. That wasn't the case. And I'm so excited, like really thankful, that they invested in that. I don't know if they're getting the returns on it that they want, but it's as a driver, I would
imagine they are now, right? Because
I think so now. I think it was a rough start though,
dude. Oh, for sure. Pro 2 was a rough start. Prospect was a rough start. All of that stuff was tough, and FD continued to make improvements to it throughout the years, right? But now we're really getting to the point where like, dude, Prospect was, and I don't get to watch it all the time, but I finally got to sit down and watch it this round. And it was great. It was exciting the whole time. I was like, this is good. Like, this is what this needed to be for all these years.
Yeah.
So,
I'd love to see them live stream practice. I mean, I know you do it for us, but like, I feel like they're just missing out. Like there's
for sure.
It's
but
like the camera's already there. Just turn it on. You don't have to announce it. Just let people watch. Like, I feel like there's mega fans that people would watch it and enjoy it, and it would be
well. Cool. There's a lot of really good, crazy things that happen throughout practice too, right? Like there's a lot of not great things as far as teams and drivers go, but like there's things that happen in practice that
like Cole's
people
crash,
know
for
nothing
example.
about. Yeah, like Cole's crash, for example, right? Like if they follow him, they follow his social media or whatever, they know that something happened, but they don't really know the full outcome because it wasn't streamed anywhere unless you're watching Nate's. So we all just really need to start plugging Nate's live streams a little bit harder at the event is what we need to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, the Prospect streams are getting views. Like they're 700 to 1,000 people like concurrent like watching. Like at a time. Which
no,
is
they say
really,
the stats are great now. Like it's.
Yeah.
I think that the stats are there for sure.
Yeah, well, even I could look at the views on, for example, ProSpec. Let's see. So this is ProSpec top 32, 60K, and then what is this? Pro top 32, 116K. So if that's like, if you're getting like 24% of the views, like I feel like that's pretty good.
Yeah,
For like a second. For or no, sorry, that's like half. That's 50, like 50%.
50%, yeah.
Yeah, 50%. That's 50%. Yeah. I think that's really good for like a tier 2 series, or like the second group or second level.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, no, that's awesome to see that viewing wise, you're right there. And the other thing is, like, I feel like it helps you guys market so much when they live stream and make sure they share the stories of that everyone's going through and stuff. And like, I don't know, like it would have been like there were a couple, I think, cars that were broken going into either seating or 32 or whatever. Like I think of like a guy like Jacob Duncan. Or
Jacob blew or broke his input shaft, and that's what put him out in seating, right?
Yeah.
And like you wouldn't know unless you're there or you like really follow everything, right?
Yeah.
Like, because that kid's one of the newest rippers that is on the scene. He just hasn't had the best of luck yet.
Yeah. No, he was looking really good in practice. And
that kid's a wheelman for sure.
Yeah. So it's just like stories like that, I think, we can always, FD can always get better at like telling or letting people know, hey, like this guy. But I mean, if you're live stream practice, you probably, he got towed off track and stuff like that. But
I mean, there's a million things we all could be doing though, right? And like, even, FD included, just kind of like telling more of the stories of what's going on behind the scenes. And they do a good job of it. You know what I mean? You have Lorette running around and all that. But I don't think there'll ever come a time where we're like, oh, this is too much, right? Like
I think there's so many stories that don't get told just because it's so much. Like,
you have
think about it. What is it? 36 teams in pro, or 34? What is it?
There's supposed to be 34, and we only had, I think it was 30. No, we had 20.
It was 30. I think it was 30 this round, but like we had some drivers that didn't make it because they're injured. Like Jeff Jones, right? Jeff Jones.
Yeah, Jeff didn't make it.
He was basically told like, hey, drive this round and don't drive the rest of the season, or sit out one round, right? So
that makes sense for sure. But I'm saying like registered potential full season drivers is 34.
No, it's 32. No. If you're doing registered full season for sure, it's 32. It would be 34, but you have Hero and Vaughn who are not going to run a full season. They bought into a full season, but they're not going to run a full season.
So Phil is asking, what does FD need to do in order to have a top 32? I mean,
wild cards.
I think wild cards, but also like I think this year the cost, like I think it's more an economy thing. Like I think just some people decided not to run because it's so expensive. Like I think most people don't realize, like, I don't know. I don't want to speak for everyone. But
Simon said his number was 250K.
Yeah. Like, I don't think
minimum.
I don't think there's very many, if any, drivers. I don't want to say if any. Many drivers are not even breaking even, if even making money.
I would say majority are losing money.
Yeah, and then I would say majority of them are just spending money and then have some sponsor assistance. Like, I mean, especially in ProSpec, I don't have
it's the same way, bro.
Yeah, like it's just more expensive, and like people don't realize. Like I know fans don't realize they come and you're like, oh, it's so awesome you get to do this for a living. I'm like, no, I do a living so that I could do this. That's kind of backwards, but and that's just the reality of it. Is like we are, I don't want to say it's hard. It's not. It's not easy.
Hard to do this.
You got to work your ass off to be able to do this.
Yeah. For example, everyone's wondering, why is Dimitri running ProSpec? And I went up and asked him. He's like, well, I could try and kill myself and run pro, or I can enjoy my life and my family and run ProSpec.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, cost less. It's less time away. It's less stress.
And it's like I can't argue that. Like I get it. Like you're a pro level driver, but if things just aren't going to work out to run pro, then but you can run pro spec, then might as well do it.
Yeah. I like fully support Dimitri in pro spec. Like some people are like, oh, why do pro drivers, I'm like, dude, if you want to run 4 events a year, that's still 2 months, or sorry, that's a full month of your time. Like it's a week. Each event takes a week of your time minimum. That's not counting like so much other stuff, but that's like a bare minimum of time commitment. So if you think about that, that's like a month vacation. We'll call it a vacation. For pro, you're talking about 2 months of your year. So if this is not your full-time gig and you have anything else going on, like how many people
summer.
Yeah,
your
like
entire summer is this.
Yeah, like how many people can take 60 days off of their real full-time job? And that's not counting all the time you need to spend on like fixing your car, getting your car ready, loading your trailer, unloading your trailer, like
yeah, dude, it's hard.
Practicing at other events, going to other events, like there's so much that goes into sport that like I feel I will say, generally speaking, I feel like drivers, the fake it till you make it is too prevalent in this series. Like I feel like people pretend that they're getting all these sponsors and all this stuff, and they overdo it. Like oh, thank you, blah blah blah, and like I get like thanking the people that support you, but like I know I've seen so many I've seen drivers that are in pro spec and they're like doing all this stuff for sponsors, and all they got was a discount, and I'm like, bro, like that is just like you don't need. I mean, do what you want to do. I'm not going to stop you, but like that's something in the sport that I think all the drivers struggle with is like we just don't have enough. I think the problem is we don't have enough non-endemic sponsors in the sport. I think we have really good support from endemic sponsors, but the non-endemic sponsors in the sport are only really supporting top tier, drivers. Like it's like you don't have. I don't think any of it in pro spec. Like
but I think that's because the way pro spec is viewed by the masses, right? Pro spec is supposed to be, from my understanding, pro with less rounds. So the competition level is the same level of competition,
supposed to be
just in a spec car with fewer rounds. And I hear the same thing from people all the time about Dimitri and anyone that's been successful as to why they're still around. And I'm on the other side of it. I think the only way to really drive home the fact that pro spec is pro, just with a spec rule list, is for a former pro champion to dip down and run the 4-round series and really drive that nail home,
Chelsea,
right? Like, hey, this is the same. Oh, I would love to see Chelsea do it.
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
Like the Porsche or some absurd car.
Yeah, just like have fun with it, like
just like really enjoy it, because I think that's what it's going to take for the general public, the true masses, the sponsors, everything to understand. This is still a professional level of competition. You just have to run this tire, this ECU. You can't run
less events,
this thing or that thing. It's just a little bit lesser on the car, and therefore it's a little bit less money.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot less money, but a tiny bit less money.
It's less over the year because you're driving less, but also less like you guys, almost everyone refreshes their car once a year, right?
Our car is about to go through the mid-season maintenance.
Right, but like for pro spec, we don't have to refresh it as much because it's not as many events. So it's not just the 4 events. It's like the wear and tear on your engine and transmission and diff and everything. Like doubling the rounds, like you're gonna break more things. You're gonna crash more. You're gonna.
We did that in pro spec, right? Like we used to basically just refresh our car at the end of the year, and then now that we're in pro, our throwout bearing failed at this round. After this round is when that would have gotten replaced. But in the pro spec days, like it would have never failed all year because you only do 4 rounds. So it's everything is double. Everything. Anything you can think of is double what it was.
That makes sense. I mean, because like we have wear items that we're like every year we change studs, we do stuff like that. Like we change
I think
it.
every team has their own list of things, right?
Yeah.
Like you get to know your car, what fails, when it fails. And
we learned the hard way many times. You're like, oh, all right, that only lasts so long. Like a damper only lasts so long before it'll.
The winters needs to go out and get rebuilt at this time because it only lasts this long.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I mean,
and I think in the chat, like you're talking about paychecks, I don't even think it's really the podium paychecks. I think honestly, like what I would like to see is just sponsors from outside of drifting in. I think that's more important than the paychecks would be great, but it's only going to cater to 3 out of the 40 drivers. Like that's not even 10% of the drivers, right? Like that's not going to make a big
incentivize it a little bit though from
it does.
your driver attendance standpoint, right? Like if
but I mean,
the worst driver will show up to an event thinking they're going to win whatever the big payout will be, right?
I mean, if that's accurate, like
I think it's been pretty accurate.
How much does that payout have to be for that to be accurate? You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
It's got to be.
Pro has a 10K payout, right? Like it's 10K.
Who?
Pro.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it's 10K for
I think
first.
it is.
Now.
Pro's not hard to get into though. What's pro spec payout? 35?
No, 25? I think it's 2,500.
Yeah, I mean it's.
But I'm saying, like, at the end of the day,
that doesn't incentivize a lot of guys to go through the trouble of Pro-Am to then go up into the series. But
I mean, if you guys want to pay out, go to China right now. Apparently,
well, that's the thing. I don't think that's necessarily hindering it, especially because we see how many drivers are in Pro Spec right now.
Yeah, I think I don't think we have a driver count. I think they issue in Pro Spec because they're turning down petitions and.
Well, most of the Pro-Ams only give away 1 license now. It's not you remember years ago, if you finished in the top 3 of Pro-Am, you got a license into Pro or Pro 2, whatever it may have been at the time.
Yep.
Now it's each series can give away 1 license, and they've gotten a lot more strict on giving away the licenses because Pro Spec is so full.
Yeah.
But it's interesting because I feel like people are able to last in Pro Spec. Like Hooman, you're a great example of, like, would you be able to fund a pro season if for some reason you got
No. Like if I was like a license on pro and felt like I could take the step up, I couldn't do it for monetary reasons and time commitment. Like I just like if I ever feel like I'm ready to do pro, it'll be my last year of drifting. Like I would probably go out with a bang on it. You know what I mean? Like, or unless something drastically changes in my life, but like. If I ever felt like stepping up, like monetarily and driver ability and car, like I'm saying, if the opportunity was there, I don't think I could do it for a long period of time. I might be able to do it for a year, maybe 2, and then it'd be like, all right, I'm actually retiring. I'm legitimate retiring.
It's tough to be away is one of the biggest parts of pro. And Nate, you know this as well as I know this, right? Because we're not driving, but we still have to do 8 rounds a year.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
It's hard to get that much time away because it's easy to look at it and be like, oh, well, it's only, Pro Spec rounds are Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, right? But it's still, you have a day of recovery time after an event at least, plus your travel days and everything else. It's a week every time. That's 8 weeks out of your summer just smoked gone.
I'm sure, I know the challenges for crew in Pro Spec. Getting someone that can commit 8 weeks a year, 4 is hard enough for Pro Spec. My team, we're pretty much the same every year, but it's always 1 or 2 people that we have to swap out every year because they're I can't do it anymore. And it's I don't ever go to oh man, come on, you're letting me down. I'm all right, yeah, it makes sense.
Totally.
I'm surprised you're able to do it this long. I'm super lucky in that regards. I have a really good crew. And they're local to me and they love it. And that's the only reason that I'm able to do it because without them, I don't even know what I would probably be the time I retire. My crew doesn't want to come anymore. That's my retirement phase.
That's when
when they're done, I'm done. It's all right, I guess we gave it a good run,
Start actually seeing Hooman again locally, you know what I mean? He'll be done with pro and we'll get the drive home together.
Yeah, exactly. I'd be like, oh yeah, local event. All right, I can do that. I'm not exhausted from drifting. No, literally from last round to this round, I drove one event. It was at the NCM tracks, an hour from me.
Yep.
And I felt so good just not driving. I was just so relaxed. I'm man, this is good. I just enjoy. I like going to a drift event dying to drift. You know what I mean? Like when you go and you're like, I can't wait to get some laps because I haven't driven in a while and all that. Obviously, more driving is more comfortable, but like, I don't like going drifting every weekend like that. Like, if it was all paid and all work was done and all that stuff, I might be in a different boat. But like the work that it entails, like I want to take a break from that and do other stuff, you know, in my life as well. Like I hate missing stuff, you know, at home when I'm traveling for drifting, and then, you know, it's like, oh, I wish I was able to do that. I couldn't because I was gone, you know, doing silly drifting.
I've got a million of those.
Yeah, it adds up. I mean, it really does.
Missed, you know.
Yeah, I was home 4 days in May. I get it.
Yeah, tough. We're making it sound really. Hey, you know, everybody, we're making it sound like, oh, this part really sucks. It is still the best time ever, right?
It is. It is. That fun. It is. Obviously, we have a great time. Like I enjoy it, and there's a reason I'm putting in all this money and effort and time and blood and sweat. Like if it wasn't, we wouldn't. I don't think a lot of drivers would be doing it if there wasn't some perk. But I feel like there's a lot of people that just don't realize like how much goes into it, and they think like, you know, like I've seen in the chat sometimes it's like, well, why don't you just go drive more? You know, like practice more. It's like, man,
they don't realize the cost. They don't realize the cost of the consumables of these cars.
Yeah, it's like my practice day, that event. I think I spent like $2,500 just in tire and fuel. You know,
yeah. I mean, when I went and drove Trevor's Pro Spec car, right?
Yeah,
they brought the car, they brought fuel for me. I brought tires, paid an entry, and drove it all day, right? And I still spent like $2,000.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, like,
and people don't realize that. Like they think, you know, it's like, oh, you just, you know, they're like, I can't believe these Pro Spec drivers don't practice in their car more. It's like, man, like, give me a budget, and I will. If this was my job, I would, you know, but it's not.
Well, now you've put more strain on all your parts. So, like, your trans needs gone through. You've worn out a dog in the trans that you can't see. So the next time you're at a comp, your car's popping out of gear, and now you got to rebuild the gearbox at an event.
Yeah.
And, I mean, all of that stuff takes its toll and has reasons why you don't see these guys driving these cars as often as you would drive your seat time car or you would drive your own drift car, right?
Yep.
Yeah. No, that's true. Yeah. All right. So we are getting close to 2 hours here, which is kind of flown by. So this has been a fun one. It's been
a lot of talking.
Yeah, it's been good. But I do have to ask the question. It's finally time. Was this better than E-Town? Was FD Connecticut better than FD E-Town? I want to know in the chat. Actually, I'll put a little thing in the chat too, because I'm curious to see what people say.
Who goes first?
Whoever wants to go first.
I'll go first. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. But okay.
I
love the Jersey track and the people at Jersey and like that vibe. It is really awesome. Like the fans there are actually really great. It's a huge crowd. It's really fun. It's awesome. Like I love it. But this track, I enjoy driving this track more. I like the weather more. And honestly, like I don't love Jersey. Like traveling in Jersey is just not as, you know, people aren't as nice. Just saying, like Jersey people are kind of Jersey, and it's cool. Like they're their own world, but like it's, you know, I'm from Nashville. Like we have a certain way like of existing. So
it's hard to put anything in the North versus like the hospitality of the South, right?
Yeah.
Like,
for sure. But honestly, like it came close. Like they were really friendly at the restaurants and everything. Like everywhere it went, like people were. I was pleasantly surprised because, like, I don't know. Every time I go to Jersey, I just like I feel like I'm just annoyed with everything. Like while I'm in Jersey, and I don't know. Like I don't know why. But it's like, every little thing is just like this is so stupid. Like why do you have turnpikes? Like, why do you do this? Like,
no, the only really annoying thing driving-wise is why can't I just make a left turn?
Yes, why?
Like,
why is
turn
that
left
shit?
into here? Like, why do I got to go right to turn left?
Oh my god! Yeah.
Look, I think as far as the event went, right, Connecticut was better. Right, like I think the track was better. It's also I don't know the age difference between them, but This facility was very, very nice in every category. But there's just something magical about E-Town. The people down there, hands down, the after party is way better at E-Town for sure. No doubt about it. Saturday night in E-Town can never be replaced. It is an amazing place that I hope we go back to. But for right now, Connecticut was super sick, man.
Yeah. And for me, what I liked about this track is, for all the reasons you said above, it's beautiful, it's a great facility, all that stuff. I liked the layout a lot. Like, it's one of my favorite oval track layouts I think I've ever seen. And the problem is I also really like the E-Town layout for similar reasons, just because it's a semi-unique layout. It brings great show. And what sucks is we can't probably have both of these in 1 year of FD.
Yeah.
Like, you can only really
it doesn't make sense, right?
It's
only one or the other, unfortunately.
Yeah, and you can only pick one, which really sucks because I really they're like probably top half of FD rounds for me overall in terms.
It's hard because E-Town had like that super tight, crazy tandem the whole time. And you're in the stadium, so you're like right there on it.
Yeah, I would say the viewing experience in person at E-Town feels more raw. Like, you feel the energy way more. Like, you feel like it's kind of like Atlanta. Like, you just feel like you're in the drift. Like, you feel like
you're part of it, right? Like,
I agree with that. Like, that there is a much better experience, like, as a spectator there. But the weather is not.
The weather was so much better up in Connecticut, and this isn't even like a jab at the tornado last year, right? Like, we've all been in the heat waves of E-Town, and that kind of heat is really, really, really hard with what we're doing. It's
they
hard.
They had multiple people have hospital, like they had to get like medics and stuff.
Oh, I believe it. I've probably been close several times. We were on Windows in Andy's car.
Oh.
It would be so hot in E-Town, you can't put a GoPro inside of the car because it'll overheat in about 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's hot. It was hard. And like,
they're in St. Louis, freaking.
Yeah. What do you think Indy's going to do to us? It's basically
I don't know. Right? I don't remember. Is Indy humid?
I'm pretty sure it's going to be gross.
It is humid?
Yeah, it's going to be similar to St. Louis.
Oh, God.
It's not as south, so it might be not as hot, but we'll see. But yeah, I mean, in terms of it's tough because I really like both these events, and if I had to pick one, probably would be E-Town because it is not a oval track, and I would like if there was a way to make something like this at a track like Indy, for example. Then you get a little bit of taste of both. Like, that's the only reason why I would be picking E-Town is because it's not an oval track, and I like the stadium style atmosphere. But I'm not complaining about Connecticut at all. Like, it is so good. The layout's good. Everyone had a great time.
Like, I hope we go back to E-Town for sure. I hope we make our way back into it again and we get to do it again.
And for me,
this was like a surprisingly good competition.
I mean, based on the rumors, or I don't know if it's rumors or the facts, like, it sounds like E-Town is not a long-term.
I don't know. There's too much rumor mill when it comes to that, man. Like, it's not even, in my opinion, it's kind of like one of those things where we just have to see what happens with it because there's so much flow. And it's been that way. I used to drag race at E-Town, right? It's always been that way.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, it's always been kind of a fight up there. And I hope that it stays around for forever. But, there's just too much.
It'd be a shame to lose E-Town, like, as a drift track. Like, that would suck. Like, even if FD's not there, like, that's a really good community. Like, you can tell it's a very good drift community that if it goes away, it's going to be a definitely negative in the entire U.S. drift community for sure.
I mean, it would be, it's like the East Coast Irwindale, right? Like, it would have the same kind of effect,
Yeah.
So hopefully that's not the case. And
it'd be like losing Turner Field, all the damage that did.
Oh yeah, that's a good point too.
Same thing. Like, that took a long time to have, and now you guys don't have anything anymore.
I just travel. You know what I mean?
I know, but I
Atlanta-
mean, it's like
Atlanta's
having a
real
local
strong.
event
We'll be strong.
builds like drivers and fans. Like you know,
Yeah.
like not everyone can trailer their car to, you
Right.
know, anywhere. Like having
Yeah.
a track that you can drive from your house to and drive a street car. That's how I got started drifting. If I had to start by buying a trailer,
Yeah,
I would
but
have never.
I mean,
Probably
we like in Atlanta, we still have Cordeal, right? And that's it's a 3-hour
That's
drive
far,
from most
right?
of Metro. But like we all did it. We all drove our cars down there without
Yeah.
trailers and drove.
But
home
how
and
many
everything
how
else.
many people did that as their first event ever drifting and wanted to try it out?
Like a ton of us, pretty much
Really?
all of us. Yeah, like a whole like.
Okay.
Back in the old days of Cordeal, there'd be like maybe 3 trailers there, and the rest.
No, but I'm saying like if you just started drifting, you like because I showed up to Turner Field, never drifting in my life before.
Yeah, but how
like-
far of a drive was that for you?
I lived in Atlanta at the time.
Oh,
okay.
I didn't know you
I was
lived down
during
there.
college. I went there for my first event.
Okay.
And that's why, like, I showed up with the spare tire and, like, you know, I was just going from wherever.
I mean, it's definitely harder, but I don't think it's.
I'm not saying it's
enough to
insurmountable,
impact it
but
that deeply.
there's like nostalgia for me that I guess not nostalgia is not the word, but it's like just the barrier of entry, keeping it low.
Oh, for sure.
For the masses is important in some capacity, and maybe it's
Well,
not E-Town's responsibility for that. It's some parking lot near them, you know, like that they can do it at. But just having that as an option, like that's
Right.
nice for drifting.
Yeah, and you have to remember, like, not all of us can spend a whole weekend out doing something. Like I go to events that I can drive to in one day. Basically, I can
and come back home. Exactly.
Yeah, because that's what I have time to do right now in my life.
Yeah,
I don't.
I mean, I have the
degree,
same thing.
But to some degree, how bad do you want it, right? Because like I can
Right.
go to an event 3 hours away from me and drive there in the morning, drive all day, and drive home, right?
Right.
So like at some point, like if you want to go drifting or anything, right? If you want to do it, you're going to find a way to do it and you're going to keep doing it. And in my opinion, and this may be wrong of me, those are the people that I want in this sport as our peers, are the people that want to do it. Yeah. Not the ones that just take it because it's low hanging fruit and it's easy to do and easy to go do whenever. Like you gotta want it at least some. Now I'm not saying you should have to drive super far all the time, but I personally think 3 hours is pretty reasonable to get to an event.
It's reasonable because I mean
I drive 2 hours, so yeah.
Like I don't think it's unreasonable. I just think like having more accessible, closer drifting is great for the sport and for people that don't want to like have a dedicated drift car, that just want to kind of like go have a, you know, fun time like that. You know, growing up, that's how I was and how I got started and why I got addicted to the sport. You know, like if that didn't exist, I never modded my car because I never wanted to spend the kind of money that I now spend on drifting. Like I never, like I just didn't want to spend that kind of money on like something in my eyes. Then it was silly, right? Like that's how much it's come full circle. Like I thought it was really dumb to spend that much money, you know, on cars and stuff. And here I am, like spending way more.
It's crazy how that works out, right? Like
Jesus.
That's how I ended up with a shop, right? Was because I wanted race cars but couldn't afford to pay people like me to build them. And now I build cars.
Yeah. No, and I think this kind of comes full circle to where the coolest part about Connecticut is it is a potential chance for a new drift venue. And a sick venue at that.
For real.
Like that's like the coolest. Honestly, I think that is the coolest part that's come out of this whole thing is that it possibly has now opened up a new venue for drifting.
Yeah. And no, that's great. That's really great.
And like, I can't state how important that is to the whole community. So like, that's probably the most exciting thing out of all this, honestly. And I'm just glad the event went super well. I hope the locals were chill about everything. I mean, I know the locals we talked to were all about it, right? Circle track guys were hilarious, you know, checking out all the cars and stuff. They're like, dang, there's like real like suspension and technology in these cars. And they're like, yep.
There is nothing I love more than seeing circle track guys finally be open towards drifting. Because at least down here in the Southeast for a long time, they were not the biggest fans.
No.
Yeah. So seeing them
I'm
start coming out,
surprised they don't start like you don't start seeing a circle track like drifting competitively. Like I feel like it's coming.
It's definitely more and more of the other motorsports with their tracks are starting to be more open towards it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You know, and seeing it kind of come full circle like that has been really, really enjoyable.
Yeah. So, like I said, that's probably the coolest thing coming out of this. But again, I want to say a huge thank you, Hooman, for coming on last second, like literally.
Yeah, no problem.
Last second,
I'm glad to be the backup,
dude. I was like, you know what? I just sent you some clips. I was like, you know, would you want to come on? Like, but yeah, no, a huge thank you.
Don't let me fool you. That's how he does this pretty much all the time, you know.
Dude, I tried to plan with drivers. I had a plan in place, and it just went out the window like multiple times. So
yeah.
I'm always down.
Yeah, no, you're awesome, dude.
Thanks for having me on.
You've seen a thing or two, so like it's always good to get
back in my day.
He's done a thing or two, you know. I don't know if anyone knows this or not, but like that guy down there, right below me, him, right? He was one of the very first big payout grassroots events, if not the very first.
That's right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He's been.
I'm the reason I ruined all.
Long time ago now.
Yeah.
Long time ago.
Dude.
Turismo drift. That's right.
What a good time, dude. I still tell horror stories about the banking at fairgrounds.
I really want to like actually drive that track, like for real. Like I've never been able to, just because I was hosting. And
imagine driving it with the caliber of cars that there are.
I know, that's what I'm like. I really want to just like get out there one day and just go and have a man. It would be really fun.
Yeah.
One day.
That's cool. But Hooman, where can people find out more info on you and follow what you guys are doing? Because you actually got a fun sponsor this year.
Yeah. So I'm Only Hooman is my Instagram, Facebook, everything at I'm Only Hooman. This year we have Guess the Split as my title sponsor, guessthesplit.com. It's like a fun little daily question that asks like a kind of funny question, and you see if you can guess how they would vote. You answer it the way you want to answer it, and then you see what other people would answer. And it's fun. Yeah.
Also, by the way, beautiful car. I love
you.
the livery, and I love that you have your. This is not a K truck. It is a Suzuki
K-Van.
K-Van.
Yeah, we gotta keep it matching.
Dude, it looks so good. I was like,
the worst part though is like that K-Van is probably like a $5,000 investment, and it gets more attention than my car all the time. I'm like, but look at the car.
Yeah, no, it's I love it, dude. It's a great combo, and like you said, your sponsor, dude, is pretty great. Like it fits the casino vibe you were talking about earlier. Yeah.
Definitely. You'll always find me at a casino if there's one near the track. So Vegas.
That's where we find Hooman, dude.
Yeah, you find it if there's a poker room,
in Vegas,
I'm there. Yeah, I gotta fund the season somehow. So I play a lot of poker. And
you're in there like counting cards. Are you Rain Man or what?
I don't count cards, but I'm really good at poker, and that's how I find ways to subsidize.
Because I've seen you in some foot races, and
I'm not good at foot races, but poker I'm pretty good at. So
as Hurst found out about.
Yeah, I still need a rematch.
Fastest, biggest human being I've ever seen.
It's crazy, right? Like
zero cents how fast he is.
Yeah, it's kind of bullshit, but I still want a rematch in him. I'm still training though. Let me
know when it happens, because I'm gonna put a fat stack on Hurst.
I'm gonna
like a large quantity.
Take it away. I'm gonna take it away.
It's not gonna happen. He's so fast.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this has been fun, guys. I appreciate having you on. This is a good time. Kurtis, you had a busy weekend.
Yeah, we did.
working on cars. I mean, if you just built them the right way the first time, it wouldn't happen. But I get
Look,
it.
parts fail, man. Okay? Parts fail. We were literally heading out for our first qualifying run, and as we pulled up to go on the grid, it started bellowing smoke out of the engine bay, and we realized our throwout. Well, we thought the clutch had failed. It was the throwout bearing. So we had to run back, yank the trans out. It, of course, poured rain right as we were starting, so we all got very wet. But we got it back together enough to go out and just put some numbers on the board. I think we made it out 2 cars before it was our time for our second run.
How fast did you do that, Kurtis?
I don't know, pretty quick.
like what, you had less than 45 minutes, huh?
For sure, probably. I don't know. You can go back and watch the live stream. From when it started to when you saw our car is basically what it took. And we all came out.
That's pretty impressive.
We've got a lot of cuts and bruises from it, but we got it together. And then, we broke an axle right before the battle with Forsberg, so we had to come in and change an axle on the car. But other than that, it was a good weekend. The car worked great. Besides that, it's about time for it to need all that stuff anyways. And admittedly, if it had needed the clutch, we probably wouldn't have made it, So that would have been an extra step that we wouldn't have had. So it just being the throwout bearing was a welcomed relief.
Right.
Yeah.
No,
it's just cars, man. They break usually at the most inopportune times.
Oh yeah. No,
it's the only thing you're guaranteed.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you for coming on, buddy.
Yeah, of course.
As always, shop is looking really good. If you guys did like the live streaming, give a like, subscribe. It's always appreciated. Hope you guys enjoyed the live streams we were doing. By the last live stream, I had hooked up a mic to myself, so I was able to actually commentate and talk on some of the runs that were going by. So slowly trying to improve it. I might actually try and add like a selfie camera when there's like dead time to like actually talk to people and talk about how the day's going. But the transition to now shooting through my camera now is, I think, gone pretty well, and we've been able to get at least film the practice a lot better now because of it in the live. So I hope you guys are enjoying that. If there's anything else, I think, you guys got anything else, or are we good?
No, I think we're good. We've yapped a bunch.
Awesome. I appreciate, like I said, you guys coming on, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Yeah, always a pleasure. Bye, boys.
Bye. Thanks, guys.